You are watching a visual film.
All right, everybody. Once again, we back. RNS, most dangerous show on YouTube. I want to welcome everybody. We got a special guest in the building. Why don't y'all introduce yourselves?
I'm Mel West. Follow me at the Six Baby.
I'm Chuck D.A. Barber. It's Chuck _D.A. Barber.
Hi, I'm Reggie. That's Perry Jenkins 03 on IG. Fuck with me.
That's how you giving today?
Yeah, he gave up 25 handles.
Yeah. Of course, you know to follow me, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever, King_it's_him. And today we're going to revisit one of our most controversial episodes.
Why?
Oh, buddy. So, you remember episode 1 where we talked about...
cheating.
Yeah. Why men cheat, why women cheat. We're going to revisit that subject for a little bit. You know, we had a lot of feedback from that show. A lot of opinions, a lot of write-ins. So, we're going to start off with Mel. We're going to jump right into it. And we're going to ask, why do you think men cheat?
I honestly think men don't have the I want one type thing. Like, they see the variables, and they cheat because they want to experience something different every time.
Chuck the Barber?
Then neither one of us gonna say shit after that.
No. Hit dog or holler.
I don't know what's times when I cheated when I was younger where I just didn't give a fuck. You know, I wasn't really committed to nobody, but when I got older, you know, if I did cheat, it would be because she gave me, like, reasons. You know, she gave me incentives to cheat.
How is it cheating if you don't give a fuck? Or I should say, how is it cheating if you're not committed?
Well, in my mind, you know, I verbally committed and was with somebody, but I really didn't I was too young to, you know, live up to that contract.
Yeah. I ain't got shit to say.
Nah, fuck that.
The hit dog will holler, and I ain't trying to look like the hit dog. Shit. No. Niggas cheat because niggas cheat. That's just what it is. Ain't no solid reason. Now, he done pulled up. It's about to get real. No. Niggas cheat because niggas cheat. Ain't no reason. Or I should say there are a million reasons. There's no one solid reason why niggas cheat.
Okay. So let's circle that back and ask, why do women cheat?
Women cheat when we're mad. Like, I'm thinking about it most of the times that I've heard one of my, female friends or something say that they cheated is because they were trying to get back, or they were mad, or they weren't satisfied for what they had. Revenge cheating.
But you said not satisfied for what they had?
Not satisfied either. Like, he's not, like he ain't giving it to him right or something.
Man. Yeah, I made a lot of women like that.
Wait.
What you trying to say, Chuck?
Yeah. I run into a lot of women like that say that shit.
So are you the other man on the other line?
You Jody, bro?
Jody.
I have been.
You Jody.
If you ever want to know who Jody was, ladies and gentlemen, Jody.
It's Jody.
Nah, I'm too late to be Jody.
Light skin.
I think we all been on the end of that, though. I ain't the only one.
No, you ain't the only one. Hey, being young men, you know what I'm saying? They choose. That's just what it is. And it happens.
Yeah, intentionally.
But I mean, it happens with women, too. It happens with women, too. How? I'm going to shut the fuck up.
No. That ain't the name of the show. It ain't called Shut the Fuck Up.
It's called Shut the Fuck Up.
So,
I think when people cheat, you got to determine, like, what period in their life. I don't think it's the same. Like, when I was in my 20s, being committed wasn't the same as now being in my 30s and my 40s.
Right.
It's like a commitment and all that shit wasn't the same.
I agree.
Like being in my early 20s, I wasn't ready.
It was puppy love back then.
I wouldn't call it puppy love. It was genuine, but I still was trying to...
Experiment.
Not just experiment, just be out there having fun. You know, when you drinking and kicking and shit lead to,
You want to do what your fellas doing.
Well, no, not just what they doing. This just lead to other stuff. Like, if I get drunk, my judgment is going to be clouded. Or if I'm around a bunch of women... And I know they throwing it, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm drinking on top of that, your judgment is going to be cloudy. And then when you're young, it's easier to say, fuck it. Versus when you get older, you're like, okay, I got shit to lose, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a kid, I got a house, and, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to go through I went through a divorce. So, at the time, it wasn't because of actually cheating, but I had cheated in the past. So, it's different.
So, in your 30s and 40s, is it easier for you to forgive someone for cheating, or is that like the tell-all, end-all?
I think I'm at the tell-all, end-all. Like, I mean, at that point in my life, like, you know where you're going and what you want. If you're going and looking for something else in 30 and 40s, then you obviously not satisfied with what you have. So, I mean, in my 20s, I was a little more forgiving. Like, I was in the, okay, well, maybe, you know, we can see what happens and you'll never do it again. But I feel at my 30s, like, I'm just at a whole nother standpoint. Like, I'm done. I can't do it no more.
See, my experience was different because I was with a woman that forgave me, you know what I'm saying, for doing it multiple times. So she was a little different or whatever, but everybody different. So, like, have I been cheated on? Yeah. Did I forget? I forgave, but I think it's always in the back of my mind, like, I don't really trust
It don't
Exactly. Your trust is gone.
I don't trust you all the way. You did me dirty, you know what I'm saying?
Once that trust is gone, it's just...
Well, I think it was weird they cheated on me at, too. Like, they cheated on me when I was down, like in jail, looking at time and all that shit, fighting the case and all that. But as I got older, I learned, like, when you doing crime and you go to jail,
They
can't
come
cancel
with
that. Yeah, that, well, them come with it. It's just you might as well cancel that out. Ain't nobody supposed to wait on nobody. So. You can't put somebody else's life on hold because you decide to make some dumbass decisions or whatever. So that's what I took from it.
Well, goddamn. Mr. Jenkins.
What was the question? I'm sorry, I was just joining in on the conversation.
Is it easier for you to
Kobe Bryant is better than...
Oh, God.
Is it easier for you to forgive in your 30s and 40s?
I think that's just an individual thing. I think there are some people that just never going to hold on to shit, and age is just irrelevant. There's some people that's going to hold on to some shit until the day they fucking die. And me personally, I'm at this age, I don't care no more. I'm married, so, you know, it's me and her. I ain't even, like, sweating on what she do. She ain't even sweating on what I do. We be here till 1 a.m. and shit.
But what if she cheated on you? How would you go about, what would you do?
I don't even know. And I say that because I've never suspected her of cheating on me.
I feel you, but what if she did? Let's say the scenario, this is given the scenario.
And then I could say some shit now, like I would leave. But
you don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah, I got you.
Because, I mean, you know, I could be mad as hell at her, but then my babies come walking in the room like, you know, maybe we need to work this shit out. That type of shit.
Well, that's a whole different, like, you know, when you have kids involved and stuff, then I can see more forgiving and being more of an understandable.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the family thing, and when you invested and all that, you got bank accounts, homes, and you know, businesses and kids and all that. I mean,
but if you young and you 20 and then, you know, he fucks something or she fucks something and y'all find out, man, break up. Just going on about your way.
I think a lot of people, I can't speak for everybody, but in my early 20s, I was committing to women like from the time I was like 19.
For what?
Because I was 19. I wasn't ready, but I'm just saying that's just where I fell in. You know, that's what happened. Like, I was with a woman for 7.5 years from the time I was 19 to like 25.
Boy, that's the wild years.
I can relate.
But I wilded out too, though. You know what I'm saying? I wilded the fuck out.
Yeah.
And, like, I hurt her up, you know, real bad. When I was ready to make, you know, do the right thing by then, she wasn't.
She wasn't feeling it.
Yeah.
Well, she was gone by then. She wasn't. She was at the point of no return. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was over. So I left her. I felt like I was doing her a favor by leaving her. You know what I'm saying? Because she wasn't ready to really do the stuff I was trying to do at the time. You know what I'm saying? She was trying to do that way back then. But I think even her, she was 4 years older than me. So her being 4 years older than me, she was already more mature and more evolved than me anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it was a life experience, that's all. Like, me and her still cool to this day, but she we're gonna fuck with me like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, she's married. Every woman I ever messed with, just about that I ever committed to, was married now. So, I mean, yeah, they weren't no bad women, no hoes or tramps or sluts or nothing like that. So
You was just living wild at the time.
I was a wild motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we all go through them phases.
I don't know, you know.
So did y'all ever have somebody in your lives that sat you down and was like, hey, this is how you properly love a man, or this is how you properly love a woman?
Nah.
I've dated a little older than my age, and I've had a lot of people, not a lot of people, but a couple of them come to, like, you know, this is what men expect, or, you know, this is kind of like a man thing, and kind of give me not really like a blueprint, but just kind of a outside of like, when girls do this, you know, this is how we react, or, you know, more or less questions like, why do y'all do that and stuff? And then it kind of dinged on me like, okay, you know, as a guy, y'all not feeling that or whatever. But no, I haven't had like a blueprint though.
Yeah, I never. My grandmother raised me since I was 1, so I never really knew how to treat a woman. If that's what you know, I never knew how to go. I learned as I was, you know what I'm saying. A lot of times you listen to other people that ain't qualified, or you hear music or watch movies, you know what I'm saying? You just don't know what you're doing. So I had to learn, and I made a lot of mistakes. Like, I made a lot of mistakes with women that I really cared about. But you know, when you don't know, you don't know.
Man, I don't think there is no blueprint for someone to give to somebody else.
I disagree.
Just a full bullet point presentation.
I wouldn't say that, but if you live in a household and you have both parents in the household and they're married, then you have an example, a living example, and you have a blueprint because you watch. You have a role model. You know, you get to watch a living example. You get to watch how your dad treats your mom.
But the
you
question
watch how
is,
your mom treats you.
Have someone sat you down and said this, and this, do this, and this, and your husband gonna be good?
But when he ain't say all that. You added this, your husband gonna be good on your own. But I'm gonna say this though, when you have that example, you don't need somebody to sit you down because you get to see it every day.
Well, I ain't had an example.
I ain't saying you did. No, I didn't either. I'm just saying though, if you do have the example, it's different. You don't have to have somebody sit you down because you get to watch it firsthand.
Fucking up.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah, I agree with you.
That's what I did. I learned from fucking up. Then nobody sat me down and was like, do this. But Ms. Deborah taught me one thing, though. She said, all women are different. So how you love one the right way is going to be how to love the next one the wrong way. Right. So you just learn from them. Learn from engaging and figuring out what the fuck they like and what they don't and going from there. Because all the lessons you acquired from Tamara 6 months ago, you take it and apply to Tia, and it's going to fuck up Tia. And Tia going to be out the door.
I don't know. You know, my experience is a little different. Like, I learned, like, really, to be honest, it's small things. Like, it's easy to please a woman. For me. I can't speak for nobody else.
Rico Suarez.
But for me.
That's that light-skinned stuff.
For me, the thing is do I want to do that? You know what I'm saying? I have to want to do that. I have to have them feelings in order to do that with a woman. Like, I already know, like, you know, my ex-wife, like, I would rub her feet when she came home. I give her a massage. I would come home with wine. I told you that before in one of the things. I'll come home with a card, let her know, you reinstall that, let her know that you care. Like, you got to do that every, once in a while. Women need that. Not all women, but the majority of women do need that. There's some women that don't do nothing with, but the majority, yeah. If you do that to a woman, trust me, a woman going to know, like, this nigga love me.
Yeah, it shows.
So I learned that, you know what I'm saying, from dealing with different women. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm kind of cold. By not really having two parents around, and my grandma was there, but my grandma, was not
tough love.
Well, she just wasn't there in the beginning like that anyway. But I'm just saying, so you don't pick up a lot of shit on how to behave and shit. So. But from dealing with other women, I picked up a lot of shit. Like, but me wanting to do it. That's the thing. Like, if I don't do it, it's because I don't want to do it. Like, I really don't feel you like that. Yeah. But the thing is, I feel guilty. Like, damn. Like, I could have did X, Y, Z, or whatever. But again, like,
if you didn't want to do it, then that's the big thing about relationships. You have to want to do all that shit.
Yeah, you're right. And I'm choosy and picky, too, though. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like certain women press certain buttons in me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
and if you don't want to do it, then don't do it. Now you have to take what come with it.
Yeah, that woman ain't going to be your woman.
Yeah.
But you got a lot of women that'll take that kind of shit. They'll take neglect and, that mental type of abuse, you know what I'm saying, just because they want somebody there. They accept that. Not all of them, but some women do. And, you got to be cautious of that shit.
Yeah, they'll turn into that doormat that they just almost self-sabotaging type thing.
Yeah, because you feel guilty like that. Mm-hmm. Keep doing this shit eventually. Like,
So said earlier that he cheated before. Has anyone else on the panel cheated before?
I have. I've cheated. I had a fear of commitment.
Dirty mother.
But
Dirty mother.
But no, like when I was younger, I had a fear of commitment because I grew up in, a single parent home. You know what I mean? And like I watched my mom get remarried, and I have a lot of older siblings. They're like 13, 14 years older than me. So I watched them go through divorce and relationships and things like that. So as a 15, 16-year-old girl, I had this mentality to not put all my eggs in one basket. You know what I mean? And, like it was
options open.
Exactly. Yeah. It wasn't that I wasn't getting what I was looking for, or
waiting for something better. Yeah,
I mean,
like good, but
if Rico Salve walked past, I'm hey. But no, I just literally I want to say, in my older age, gotten to the point where I found that it was me just not wanting to fully commit into somebody.
I mean, that's real shit.
So, what was the cause of y'all cheating? Like, was it just an emotional thing? Was it an ego thing? Was it a satisfaction thing?
I've cheated before, long time ago.
You dirty mother.
Long time ago.
Filthy mother.
Back in Africa.
20-30 years.
And it was a little bit of everything. I was dissatisfied with the relationship. Yeah, I know, I'm drinking it too. I was dissatisfied with the relationship. You dissatisfied with the relationship, opportunity pops up. It's a little bit of everything, honestly. It takes the perfect storm, you know what I'm saying? Precipitation got to be right, motherfucking air pressure got to be right to just fuck some shit up. And that's what it was. It takes everything to be just right to fuck some shit up.
Nothing changed the situation like it changed mine.
Yeah.
That's what damn.
You learn from it after the
I
fact.
can't say that. It ain't have to be perfect. Like, I'm being real. I'm keeping it 100. Like, like I said, you get to drinking and kicking it and partying. There's women around and they it's like that. I mean, you make bad decisions. Yeah. And then on top of that, like, a lot of times you got like, as a man, you be insecure because you're like, oh, she'll do the same to me, or she probably doing it anyway. That, you make up, you'll say some shit like that. Yeah. That's the insecurity. Everybody, I mean, I ain't gonna say everybody, I'm gonna speak for myself, but, I've been insecure like that to where I'm like, well, she probably doing the same shit to me. What would she do? Or she probably out doing it. I'm at home and she out with her girls, and you feel like, man, this bitch out here cheating. She doing something. Then you get out there and remember that, like, yeah, well, fucking, she probably did.
She probably doing something.
Yeah. You think that same anger.
That's childish, but at the same time, I mean, that's really
the mentality, though.
Yeah, you be thinking some bullshit.
Mel?
I think the same thing. Opportunists, like, being out and then that drinking, the room's looking good, and, that fine thing come over and be, can I buy you a drink? You be like, look, I got a nigga at home, but
if you cool, I'm cool.
Look, play it right. But no, I mean, honestly, like, opportunists, like you said, like, just if, the option is there and it's like looks as a better opportunity, because you don't really know what you have invested at home until you go through that, that moment. But, like, I mean, it's kind of like that everything that glitter is not gold type thing. You go for that moment, and then next thing you know, you wake up the next morning, your whole entire everything's just like, it wasn't even worth it.
Yeah, it's just a nut.
It's just a nut.
It is.
It wasn't just a nut before.
It's just a nut. Once you nut, it's like, I shouldn't have done that.
So is cheating like a groundbreaking for ending the relationship? Like, oh, you cheated, this thing's over with.
Some will say so.
I think it depends on where you at.
Where you at?
Like, what age and what position you in. Like, are you married? Are you 30, 40? What you got invested.
How much you invest, exactly.
Yeah. Then really how you feel. It ultimately comes down to how you feel about a person and how the person feel about you. Yeah.
It also depends on what we discussed earlier, the level of the cheat. Because if your ass is if you slip up and fuck one dude and don't nobody know about it, and then I figure it out, and then we have that discussion, is one thing. For you to get fucking gangbanged by five niggas and shit.
On camera.
Yeah. Then it's, hey, we can't be together. Nah, you got to go on.
The world know, Craig.
Yeah, the world
I
know.
don't want to just
And then
randomly
with that
click on
being
porn,
said,
dog.
there's different kind of cheating. Like that's the sex, that's physical.
Yeah.
Like what I learned a long time ago, like the mental part of it is stronger than the actual. Because if a man could attract a woman like on the mental side of things, and stimulate her mind and get her like that, he got more power over her than he did with sex.
She gone.
Well, I done been around women that you can basically dick with them, and they'll be gone like that. But at the same time, a lot of women need mental stimulation too. And if you ain't giving a woman that, a man could really come along and do some shit like that, or a woman for that. Because I done met women, I was like, damn, I'm attracted to this woman's the way she think. She ugly as fuck, but I'm attracted to her. The level, of her mind.
Her conversation. Yeah.
What they call it? I forgot. It's like a sexuality. They call it. What is it called?
Is it
Sapiosexual.
Yeah, that right there. Yeah, that's powerful. In my opinion, it is. Like from my experience, it's powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually had that. Like, I went through that exact thing where he was cheating all the time. Like, we got into it, and I started texting somebody, and it wasn't the fact that we were doing something, because he literally caught me at 4 o'clock in the morning sneaking into the house. It's like, I got caught red-handed. But it was, the text messages. He went and grabbed my phone, and when he seen what we were texting about and how, the conversation was going, that's what really hurt him. Like, he was like, hey, you texting, blah, 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 and I never really knew that was the whole thing for men until, for you to say it too. I thought that that he, was just, I don't know, reading into it like to just make it look like he can do what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it was like that whole commitment mentally.
Yeah, that's powerful, bro.
It's a crazy thing, man. So, do you think that cheating has become a new fad? Like it's become the norm. Everyone's society is.
We just discussed Jody, nigga.
Cheating been going on,
and that shit was way back in the day.
Dawn of man.
When I say that, I mean like, for example, okay, we notice a trend of men cheating, and they're getting busted, and they say, "Oh, well, now this is a side chick." So now it has a title. It's a thing. It's okay.
They just relabeling old shit. That
Just mistress.
That's like I remember being young. You might have a motherfucking man that had 2-3 families. That ain't
Papa was a Rolling Stone.
But he didn't glorify that. It wasn't known that.
Right.
He got
talking
a
to the
family
wrong
on the side of
motherfucker.
town.
My dad I met my dad when I was 25 on accident.
On accident?
My dad got 3 kids the same exact age from the
Tripped
same
over that
nigga.
nigga.
Stop that shit. He just died 2 Fridays, bro. He just buried him 2 Fridays ago. Yeah, hell yeah. This shit ain't new. This shit old as
I feel it was more
time.
normal back then because, like, my mom told me at my grandpa's funeral, like, kids should start showing about the woodworks.
I seen
like,
that. I've been at my aunt. I've been at my aunt's funeral. Like when my Uncle Michael died, niggas started showing up looking like Uncle Mike. I'm like, damn. Like Uncle Mike, it's like 5 Uncle Mikes walked in this motherfucker.
See, cheating ain't nothing new, man. I think people have that in their mind that everything was better back then, but in reality, man, it was just as fucked up. Humans gonna be humans, man.
I got friends, multiple friends, that go through something and got to get a DNA test to find out their kids ain't there.
Yeah.
Multiple friends. Like, I'm talking about numerous friends that found out kids 13, 14 years old ain't there. You know what I'm saying? From DNA.
I mean, honestly, like, if you think about it, like, old stories and books and stuff, the kings had concubines and, the man had, mistresses and, like you said, other families and stuff like that. And I think it's a I'm not a stereotype, a statistic.
Women being hoes in general.
Well, there's more men. Whatever. First of all, as you're not gonna you're not gonna do that to us. No, but there's more men than there's women.
Some of them, man.
Look,
I used to like hoes.
you look like it.
What's in this bottle?
Damn, man.
Take it away.
This is a joke.
Nah, you good. You good. Biz over there dropping the butterfingers and shit.
Nobody better lay a finger.
He put them Starbursts on the table.
He did.
The Drake pack, all pink.
So,
I think them chicks in here left it smell like butt.
Oh Lord.
have any of y'all been caught cheating? Like,
Yep.
Operating minute mine.
Yeah. I have.
No, caught. I never been like caught. You mean how you
Like
been caught?
walked
Walked in like oh
Like
got
walked
busted.
in? Oh, no.
No. I mean, like maybe they went through your phone. Maybe they
Yeah.
I got caught walking in at 4:30 in the morning.
4:30.
4:30.
Well, see, what happened was I was rolling out. Okay, I left, and I had to get up at a certain time, and we lived together, so it was natural for him to get up at the same time. Next thing I know, my phone's ringing. 6:30 come. I was like, shit. I try to walk in the house on some cool, like, hey, I was over something.
Some real cheating. That's that real bona fide. That's your 20s cheating right there.
I was in my
sleep.
I did
20s.
that shit in my 20s.
I was in my 20s.
I come home like,
Come
I done came home and just got on the couch and laid like,
Right.
been there the whole time.
bro, I done came in the house and got my daughter's bed. Like I've been this area, like I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I done done shit like that. I remember my ex-wife woke me up, I was on the toilet. I was sitting on the toilet like this, sleep on the toilet, like. Yeah, I did some wild shit. You know what I'm saying? She did, well, yeah, I did some wild shit.
Yeah. We ain't caught. So?
Damn.
This is not, I'm not talking about my wife. Let's put that out there.
But you know what I'm saying, man. What's done in the dark always comes to the light, man. You know, we don't advocate or promote cheating for anybody.
Have you ever been caught cheating, though?
Yeah, right. I done put my
You
whole.
out on all the good classes, man.
I done got a Wendy Williams in here.
If I wasn't finna go to the next topic, I'd answer that question.
Oh, shit. No,
Bullshit.
Ain't right.
We just along for the ride.
Right.
We don't advocate cheating.
It's easy to catch nigga like you cheating.
Is it?
Yeah, because you
Gotta be
order
careful.
Uber Eats from somebody else's house. Yeah.
Oh, no. You, this nigga. So,
Oh, my God.
shifting gears.
Out of line.
I gotta get you, nigga. I gotta get you.
I want y'all to define a healthy relationship. Your version of a healthy relationship.
Oh, me. Oh,
Yeah, it's only
me
you,
first.
I'm gonna start drinking this wine.
A healthy relationship. Let me see. Communication. When you can communicate and just, all the way down to the point where you guys done got so comfortable physically and mentally that you're not using words. You just, look at each other or, have that moment where you just kind of feel each other and, like, you don't even have to have an actual communication behind it. Trust, of course, because if you don't have trust, like, that's just, like, even the smallest amount of trust, like, it's what am I looking for? It's unacceptable, And physical, like when you can vibe with somebody, like physically, not just like because they look good or they got a banging body at the time, like that vibe that is so beautiful that where you transition through the time, through the ages, through the shapes, the different health and stuff like that. That's a successful, healthy relationship because you're going to grow with each other. You're going to have your battles, but you're going to get over your battles and grow.
This shit is good.
You just smelled it and made the nasty face.
This shit taste good.
A healthy relationship is I don't like a lot of people. So my healthy relationship is, do I like this motherfucker? Because everybody else is motherfuckers until you're not. So do I like this motherfucker? And that list is slim in the motherfucker. So yeah, do I like this motherfucker? Yeah. Do this motherfucker like me? Yeah. All right, well, let's make something happen. Because there's a lot of motherfuckers I don't like. A whole lot of motherfuckers I don't like.
You gonna put a name on it?
Huh? No.
You put a name on it, motherfuckers.
Motherfucker?
That's it.
Chuck?
Oh shit. I don't know. I think. You said a healthy, functional relationship.
Healthy relationship. Your definition.
I think my definition would be different. I think it's on the individuals because, a lot of people throw around the term dysfunctional. Mm-hmm. But I think anything that you get used to becomes functional, so you accept it.
Yeah.
So I think it's up to, like, I know a couple that they got an open relationship, but they got rules to it, and they do, what they do or whatever.
And it's functional.
It's functional, yeah, because they've been married for a minute, you know what I'm saying? But if she or he do something against the rules, and then it's an issue or whatever. So I think it's whatever you get accustomed to in your relationship. Like, everybody don't like the same shit.
Yeah.
That's true, too.
it's but my definition would be just somebody that understood me and I understood them without having to verbalize it. Because to me, words don't really mean shit. Like confirmation from words don't do anything for me. Actions always speak louder. So, and I act like that too. Like what I do is what I represent or whatever. So, everybody's different. So,
I think for me,
oh shit,
he gonna answer this. All eyes on King.
I think for me, it's something that has to have communication, great communication. Because without communication, everything's dead. You got to have trust. Trust has to be there. Has to be some form of understanding. My friend said it best. He got a lot of slack for this, but he was saying that him and his girl have a business relationship. And everybody was pissed. Like, what do you mean it's a business? He was like, it's a business. I mean, we're partners. So we got to figure out how we're going to pay these bills and how we're going to do this, how we're going to raise my son, So he kind of broke it down, and it makes sense. And you got to have, at some point, that type of communication with each other and be comfortable enough to do it. You have to learn to submit unto one another. I mean, I think that's huge because they're going to be
submit
to one another. Yeah.
Okay.
So
well, you're gonna do that anyway. You're married, so you submit.
Exactly.
That's a submission.
Is that submission?
It is.
Is it?
It's a commitment.
Commitment and submission is two different.
No, it ain't.
Nah,
it's one
it's
and
all
the
the
same.
same.
Because when you commit to her, you submitted to marry her.
Submission?
Yeah.
That's a form of submission.
See, when you hear
Take
submission,
this
you
ring
think,
off.
You submitted to put that motherfucker on. Now you taking it off.
You know what's fucked up? Because I never wore a ring. I left the house. She said, "So you gonna wear a ring again?" I was like, you know what? I ain't wore one in a week. You want me to wear it today? I'll wear it today.
That's submission.
Is that submission?
You submitted to her.
you
will.
submitted to it. Yeah, and
You
that's
wanted
what
to
it's
make
about.
her happy, so you put the ring on.
My bad, Bunn.
That willingness to submit. That
Say it louder.
compromise.
Nigga. Say it louder. Say it louder.
Oh, no, motherfuckers know I'm married around this bitch.
No, say what you say it louder. You said you're bad. What?
My bad, Bunn.
Yeah, there you go. See?
Yeah. But I mean, you got to have that
like
type
that.
of submission, that understanding of, because it goes into the communication. If I'm not willing to sacrifice, or maybe I have a strong stance about something, if I'm not willing to yield for my partner, then who am I willing to do it for?
Well, you ain't gonna commit. I mean, you're not gonna accomplish nothing without submitting anyway. That's just facts.
And that's just what it is.
You can't even be, without submitting to yourself. You can't accomplish it.
So I think that a lot of people get into, they don't think about that in advance on what they feel like a healthy relationship should look like, and they end up getting into these situations that are detrimental to them and maybe their environment and sometimes their families.
I wouldn't even say that. I think people have an expectation when they get into relationships.
They do.
And then they get into that relationship with this person and totally disregard the fact that this person has an expectation when they got into a relationship with you. And you have to do both. You got to do what I want to do, but at the same time, I got to do what she want to do.
I agree with him.
I feel like it's more so of they're ignoring their own expectations, and that's how they ended up in that situation.
I don't think that.
I think a lot of people do. I think a lot of people.
I think people have an expectation, but they admire or like something about a person, and they ignore their own expectation. Yeah. But it kicks back in after they commit. You know what I'm saying? Like after they commit.
She got a big booty, but she fucking over all my money.
I mean, people do that. Like a woman, for example. Men do it too, because I've done it in the past. But a lot of times they be like, okay, this dude, he got a good work ethic, or he's handsome, but he's lazy. But I could change that.
You ain't changing.
I
You
can
can't
work,
change somebody.
I'm just saying, what women do, they like, I can change that. I can work with that. You know what I'm saying? I can make a difference here. And then they get into it and they figure out, I can't change this motherfucker.
Yeah, you can't change
I
can't
can't
somebody.
change it. Now they unhappy and screaming bloody murder.
Ashtray, bitch.
Well, it's
I'm just saying, because I done mess with women like, I like her. Her work ethic's good. She's educated. She's a good mother, but she crazy. But I think if I show her that I really love her and can, show her that I'm willing to do X, Y, Z,
The crazy
she
be gone.
won't be the crazy will leave.
Crazy.
But then you be like, this bitch is
crazy.
all the way up. Like
pulled up to my
she be
job.
on counseling like this bitch is fucked up. Like, so you compromise sometimes and be wrong. I mean, it be like that.
Yeah.
And we do that a lot. So I think
A
that's
whole lot.
And then there's some people that go for like the material shit. They be like, oh, he got a nice car. He got a nice job. He make a lot of money.
That happens.
He got a nice house. I'm gonna look good next to him. But he beating your ass every night.
All right.
But when you got into it, he wasn't doing that. But the more you got to know him, the more he starts slapping the shit out you. And then slowly the slaps went to punches and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Then in your mind, you like, eventually this nigga's gonna kill me if I stay in it. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you ever dated somebody because of the vehicle they drove?
Hell yeah.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
There you go.
Whoa.
There you go.
Look, no, I have not. But yet, I have had that when somebody drive by and something nice, because I grew up in a city that, like, we had car shows, and, like, that was literally the thing of the city. Like, people were coming from all kinds of different places and stuff just to bring out their whips. And, like, I grew up where, you know, in high school and stuff, Massillon, Ohio, like, right outside of Akron. 330.
I'm from Pittsburgh. That ain't far.
Okay, you know where we at. But whatever.
Now, my dad them live in Columbus, so.
Okay, yeah. Well, look, that's still that's the other people, but
The other people.
the other people. But no, like, I mean, it's an expectation for you to have a decent whip. Like, I'm not gonna date you for the car you have because I see your potential, and you know we might not be in that place where you are in your life. But I do have expectation, though, that I want you to succeed, to be driving something nice, or we going to have, like, you know, some decency somewhere in there.
So what's your year cutoff?
My cutoff?
Yeah, like there's got to be like a 2000.
No, actually, I love old schools. For real, honestly, like, I grew up around old schools. Like me, I personally love a 69 Mustang. I love box Chevy Caprices. I love SS's. I love, you know, all the, like, the 70s, like, models of those and older school cars. But, like, I mean, if you coming around with a 90s, you know, Honda or something, like, we're going to have to talk.
You don't want to take that in?
Hey, man.
Wait, is it temporary?
Hey, man, that 93 Civic will never die, man. What you
I'm
talking
just
about?
saying.
It's going to ride to the end.
I can't fit in cars like that, so. Okay.
But, I mean, it's some expectation. Like, yeah, I've had that moment where I'm like, damn, okay, who's in that?
But I actually had this conversation with a girl the other day. She said that don't take it as them just seeing the car and, oh, I want to give this nigga some pussy. Take it as, oh, I see the car. He can be the type of provider that I need because he has that expendable money to do that.
I bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on that. I don't know who it is, but listen.
You know.
I'm going to tell you right now. What you see is this nigga got money. He can do X, Y, and Z for me. Ain't no he's
No.
Ain't that what a provider is, though?
No, it's not.
What?
It's not.
Ain't paying bills being a provider?
Nah, fuck that. It depends on how you look at it.
It depends on how you look at it, yeah.
Because it's a difference between looking for a provider and looking for a trick.
True.
She looking for a trick.
No.
But some women don't know the difference.
Not all. And that's the point.
Some women don't know the difference.
Some
Some
don't know
women
the
was
difference.
raised different where they think that's what a man is supposed to do. Now, that's real. Some women is raised different. They think that's what a man's supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I actually have met those people. Like, it was shocking because I come from, you know, mostly female family where, like, we stood on our own feet. You know, don't let a man pay for everything and stuff like that because, you know, then he, you know, has to say so over everything in your life. So to meet a female like that expects a man to be, you know, provider for everything and stuff like that and don't want to, you know, like that's her whole goal, like her doing stuff for herself is to catch this nigga. Like, I couldn't understand that. But, I mean, some women don't.
And some women
don't.
Some do.
But it is an expectation of you come out that car, you got some bread or, you know, I mean, you fly, you got something going with it. And you might match my fly depending on where I am. You know what I'm saying? But it's not an expectation to provide and to be able to give me everything.
Shout out to my girl Gigi. She set Instagram on fire yesterday. So walking through Walmart, I get a notification saying Gigi, bitches love Gigi. That's her Instagram name. It's live on Instagram. I click on it, listen to the conversation, and niggas was mad because she said that if she's with a dude,
Yeah.
and they live together, He's paying all the fucking bills.
Period.
I done heard that 100 times.
Oh.
So
Wait. And you said period? Oh, you agree with this shit?
I do agree with that.
So she also told them, she said, all you niggas on my timeline talking this shit right now, but I probably would never fuck with any of y'all.
This is true.
You a 9-to-5 nigga. I'm looking for an entrepreneur.
Okay.
That's exactly what she said.
That's her expectation. She can say
and that's her expectations, right?
Yeah, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
Because I'm an entrepreneur and I always have been. And even when I met my ex-wife, she made a good, I met her when she was getting her master's and, progressed to get her PhD, whatever. And she made good money. And I'd be like, well, what you doing with your money?
Saving it.
Like I paid, I'm going to say 90% of the bills.
Yeah.
But she would get upset because I was like, well, you're going to pay the car insurance or you're going to pay your own car note or your own cell phone bill. She would get upset. I'd be like, I don't give a fuck. Like, what are you doing with your money? You just stashing it in your 401k? And that's basically what she was doing.
She was doing saving it.
Yeah, so I was basically had an attitude about that. Like, I just got to pay everything and you don't pay nothing. You just got to put away all your money? No.
And then you just said saving it.
Saving it, mad money. If something
It
goes...
wasn't our money, though. It was her money.
Right. But it's like if something goes awry in a relationship and she has to turn around and support
Again, that ain't how
herself.
it was and that ain't what it was.
That ain't
It was her stashing her own money and, like, fuck me.
That's what I mean. Like, she got her own money behind her. Like, if, she
so
need
why
her
should
own
I sit
money.
there
like,
and keep doing that?
Right.
Because, I don't want to say this.
No, you have to now. We're here.
Like, you're the man. Like, you're the bring home the bacon part of the relationship. And, I make the house and you make sure we have the house over my head.
She didn't make the house. We both worked. I clean better than her and cook better than her.
Well, damn.
We made about the equal pay. I've really made more money than her. But.
So, if the man is paying all the bills and you stashing your paper, because it's your paper clearly because he's paying all the bills, does he have access to this money to do with what he wants?
That's my exact point, because the money wasn't going into a joint account.
Right.
I didn't see her money. I didn't know. My money went into a joint account.
And if y'all were to break up, she would cut out with 10 bands, and you still got all the fucking bills and
more
the
than 10,
mortgage
because she
and
gonna give it
shit.
to that joint account too.
Nah, you got lawyers for all that. No, really, they do. But I'm just saying that's where I had an attitude at. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had attitude, like, well, what's up? Where your money going? Like, I want to know. So by the time I got to the lawyer, like, look, I want to see that 401k. And by law, you got to crack it. But then they start breaking down. Like, okay, this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to do. Like, no, I want to see the 401k. I just want to see what you stash, how much you really came up. You know what I'm saying? So,
Was
but
it
then,
a lot?
Well, then I was like, you know what? Whatever you got, keep it. I just want joint custody of my daughter. Have fun. I don't give a fuck. I can make money back. I've been making money since I was 11 years old. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's the way I end up looking at it. Like, fuck it, I don't care. But my point is, like, if I'm a man and I'm willing to do all that, if I ask you to see what you're doing and what I want to see all that, if you can't provide that, then fuck you. Why should I sit there and pay everything if you can't provide me and show me what you're doing? I'm not asking you to see your books and break bread, but if I ask you, I want to see. And I don't want no questions asked.
You show it in different things. You show it in stuff that's like outside the household, things that you do for, your man, like outside of the basic bills and taking care of stuff like that.
Because when we went out and did everything we did, when we went on vacation or went somewhere, I paid for everything too. So I want to see, if I ask, I don't want to hear no gripe. I want to see all of that.
See, now I don't agree with that because I actually when I went on my first date ever with the guy, and he actually ended up being my fiance after that, my cousin told me, she said, now don't pay for everything, but when you go on your first date, pay for the first date. Show him that you're,
I never heard that.
Yeah,
I never had a woman pay for the first date.
Smack your hands. How you doing?
You wearing some real shit?
That
My
thing
daughter's
up.
17 years old, just turned 17 on 24. And she went out with a friend, and her mom allowed her. They didn't call me. But anyway, I talked to her while she was there. And the next day she called me, which was the date. And she said, well, I didn't think it was a date, but he paid for everything. I said, well, just because he paid for everything, don't make it a date. She's like, what you mean? I'm like, he might have just been a gentleman.
Exactly, and that's how you find out if you have a gentleman. If he says, no, I'm going to pay for it, then that's how you know what kind of guy you got.
Just
and if
because
he
he
lets
paid
you
for it
pay,
don't mean he liked her either, though.
This is true.
Because I go out with women all the time. I'm single. I meet women all the time, and I pay for everything when we go out. And I just won't go out with them again. I'm just being real with
That's
you.
real shit.
I'm being authentic.
No, that's real shit.
But I pay for everything. I just went on a date today.
I mean, I didn't say that means he likes you. I'm just saying, that just shows you what type of man he is. And then if it perspires to go something past that, then now you know what you're dealing with.
But what I'm saying is, me and you're married,
and I'm paying for everything. And I say, you know what? I want to see what you putting up and where you putting it. You give me a hard time, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave you.
And see, that's the difference between me. I wouldn't give you a hard time. I'm actually a Leo, so I would be on some like, since you asked.
My thing is, if y'all going to put, like, for one, you shouldn't be putting your money in your own personal spot anyway.
Shit.
It should be y'all money.
Yeah.
Why so?
Because when you get married, what is it?
Yeah,
Like
it's
you already
a
planning
union,
to
ain't
leave.
it?
When you become married,
You got to explain. I've never been married, so.
okay, what I'm saying, when you get married, the reason why they say that's my better half because they join you as one. You're not just yourself anymore. You're a half of a whole.
Okay.
Yeah. So therefore, everything we have belongs to us. That's why most states, when you do go through a divorce, everything is, well, in Texas, it's called community property. Yeah. So you have right to 50% of everything.
Okay.
So therefore, you shouldn't be withholding anything from me. And this, I think, this principle, you shouldn't.
So you feel as if it shouldn't be a situation where a man pays for all the bills?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if I pay for all the bills, but I ask you or tell you I want to see what you're doing with that money, I want to know. And if I say, look, this is what we're going to do with your money, I expect you to listen. And I ain't saying, that, oh, we're going to take your money and go to the casino and fuck it up. Yeah. I'm just saying we're going to put that money in this account, a joint account, and we're going to do this and X, Y, Z with it. If I'm going to manage the bills and pay all the bills, I'm going to manage the whole household and all the money, including your money.
Okay, so, and if she says, like, if I were to say no, then that's just a deal breaker.
Yeah, but bounce on you. That was part of the reason why I left my ex-wife.
But you see, the solution to all that is to not have his money and her money. Is to have our money.
Our money, exactly.
So there is no the man pays all the bills.
Exactly.
It's the bills go to this account, and everything gets paid out of this account.
So see, it doesn't matter. He's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah, because that's
so it doesn't
that's
matter
what we
if
do
he
with
pays all the bills. It's all our money. Whatever we bring in is what we bring in.
So
it's ours.
Yeah. So there is.
And if you see it differently, then there's no better half. There's no half to a whole.
There is
you can't separate your finances from your marriage. It's not going to happen.
Because as soon as you make the distinction that the man pays all the bills, it then creates the question of what she's doing with her money. Y'all have separated funds. But if all the pennies go into one pot and everybody has access to that pot, then there is no.
Then in reality, we pay the bills ourselves anyway. That's the reality of it.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, and there's some men that'll do that, but I wouldn't. I'm just being real. I wouldn't. Because why would I just give you access to all your own money, and I got to put all my money to take care of everything?
My first fiance did that. Like, he would come home, and he worked construction or whatever, so, like, he'd be gone for, like, weeks upon end. I see him probably, 2 weekends, and literally he'd give me his check and be like, here, pay the bills. And after I got done paying the bills, I worked and I actually went to school and worked 2 jobs. And so, after I got done paying the bills, whatever I didn't have, whatever I had back, I kicked it back to him. And I used my money for all my basic little stuff.
Well, it ain't about kicking it back to him. It's just y'all money. If your fiance, y'all breaking bread together. Y'all getting down together.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I see if me, again, if me and you married and we doing this, and I say, look, the money you putting up, we're going to open up our own business or something like that. And we're going to do it like that. We got to be working towards a common goal together. So it has to be our money. But some women don't want to do that. They just want the luxury of just, and that's where the breakdown begins.
Because they want a trick. They don't want a husband.
But I think it boils down to most women, they want to have a safety net, a just in case fund.
I disagree with you. I think women think pussy is worth money. I think a lot of women believe that sex is worth money.
The face you made.
It's real. Put the cup down on your head. I'm being real. I think a lot of women believe that their sex is worth money, that they should be compensated for their sex.
I don't think that's it. I think that every woman.
Not all women. No, I'm saying some women. You're right. I'm saying just some women believe that sex is that's a compensation.
Just because you lay on your back,
because you give up at
and they $40 that you owe me.
And they used to dealing with them ugly motherfuckers or shit like that, and this ain't gonna fly for me. I just don't do that.
I really feel like most women make a contingency plan just in case this shit don't work out.
And then you know what that's called? Planning to fail.
Yeah.
There's no win at the end of that because you already planned to fail. So when smoke arrives, you already hollering fire.
Yep.
So you already throwing in the towel as soon as some smoke pop up. That's what that is.
Mel?
Wait, what was the question?
I said that I feel like most women, they save their money or they want the man to pay most of the bills so they can save their money because they plan on just in case the relationship don't work out, they got something they can fall back on.
And, well, I mean, honestly, that's kind of what I was explaining with the mad money thing in a couple minutes ago. Like, that is the just in case money. Like, if you, like you said, like if something were to fail. I mean,
you mean the marriage or the relationship?
Everything, the relationship, the marriage. You're paying all the bills. You kick her out, and you Tyler Perry. This is my house. You got to go. Like
when you do that, you plan to fail. That's why I never move in with a woman. Like I done lost several women because they want me to move in, and they feel like that's a commitment. And I tell them like, look, man, you fall out after I moved in with you. Now I got to reset. I got to hit the reset button.
Yeah.
So that's stress on me. I got to. It's financial stress, mental stress, the whole nine. I got to find a place to live. I have to find furniture. I got to do all that shit. So I don't move in with women on the strength of that. You know what I'm saying? Because of that. So it goes both ways, but at the same time, you can't play it like that because you planning to fail.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it's planning to fail. It's just okay. For say, what
I've
if
been
you
married, and trust me, you can't keep a marriage thinking like that because that's what she was doing. She was stashing money in her 401k, and it was almost like she was planning on, okay, if this nigga leave me or whatever happened, then I need, that's called, really, if you want to do that, get an insurance policy if he died. But don't do that because you planning to fail. I'm being real with you. I mean, this is planning to fail. That's all it is. Like I said, because with that mindset, you like, okay, I got this insurance right here. As soon as I get nervous and scared,
I'm out the door.
It's like, okay, you ain't even really give it a chance. Like I said, it's smoke. It ain't even no fire yet, but you running at the sign of smoke. So now you just really gave up on something that could have been the shit if you would have just, wouldn't have had that mind state. So thinking like that is always going to get you in trouble. When you commit to something like a marriage, I ain't saying a relationship, but when you commit to a marriage, I'm speaking on a marriage. When you commit to something like that, when you take that leap of faith, that's exactly what it is, a leap of faith.
You all the way in.
You cannot eliminate the risk. You either gonna splat or you gonna open your wings and fly, flat out.
I say it's fire money, not smoke money. It's fire money. Like this is, all ends of the whole entire commitment, the marriage, the relationship, and everything is gone bad. And now I'm having to find out, reasons and whys that I have to now pay for my own stuff. That I have to make sure that my life is not changing and stuff like that. It's fire money.
What about the man having to do the same thing?
Right.
You're disregarding
you already have that money.
What money?
What
He's spending
money?
all his
He
money
spent
on
all
all
the
the
bills.
bills.
But now you no longer have that second part to the bill, so
We're
you're
talking
still.
about the man. You're thinking about yourself. Still.
No, I'm thinking about like the man is you're actually gaining money and a split in the relationship because you're no longer paying for her side of the bills.
Yeah, but what about the savings? There's no savings.
Yeah. He ain't got no money because he's been paying all the bills.
The savings is for her to now take on her bills. So you were paying all the bills. So you're in a marriage. You get divorced.
Bad, baby. Like that. You ain't gonna make it.
No.
You ain't gonna make that. Ain't nobody
get what I'm
You'll
saying.
find a sucker that'll go for that for so long. Ain't nobody gonna go for that.
Get what I'm saying? Like, no, I mean, I'm still like, I really honestly don't believe in like kicking nothing. Like, I don't believe in kicking nothing. But I mean, like in a fire smoke money type situation, like it's you guys break up and you throw her out, or she has to find somewhere to stay or something like that. She has that money to lay back on.
It doesn't work that way anyway. For one, when you go to court, more than likely the judge is going to tell you to leave or y'all got to stay until he makes it. It's called a temporary order.
But who honestly stay? Okay.
Yeah, I left.
That's what I mean. Like, who honestly stays together?
I signed the house over to
Okay, well, say if a man's not like you to leave, what if he says you got to leave?
Well, I had already left. The judge still would have ordered me to leave anyway. He told me to leave. I was like, Judge, I'm already gone.
I'm going to put my peace finger up in this one. I have not been married, so
Well,
I
I'm just
really...
saying, though.
I have...
Well, I think you overlooking what I'm saying to you, and I ain't saying you got to accept it. What I'm saying, you're still planning to fail because you're saying, I got this safety net just in case this marriage don't work out. So you're still planning to fail. You can't do that if you plan to make it.
What if it's not even just a safety net? What if it's just like, I mean, like, not a safety net for failure. What if it's if something were to happen on your side, like you get hurt, you get,
The reason why I say it's bad because it's not just about you. There's no you, no I. It's y'all.
But I'm saying, like, what if, like, something happens to you and now she has to take care of the bills. Could it be for that too?
It's called insurance. You just trying to sugarcoat it and switch it over to something else.
Okay, so
You
you
just trying
get
to rob Andy to pay Paul in the conversation.
not dead, but you break your leg and you can't no longer.
It's called insurance.
So you got insurance.
You have to have insurance.
Yeah.
Insurance gonna take care of everything.
Yeah, I got insurance. I got insurance.
You live in Gucci lifestyle. Insurance gonna take care of Gucci lifestyle.
Here, this leg right here is worth
If you're making-
$75,000 right now.
Listen, if you're making Gucci money, then you have Gucci insurance.
Yeah.
I dove for a living. I did underwater welding, underwater construction. I built shit, tore shit down, hunted shit down underwater, shit like that. My insurance was ridiculous. If something will happen to me, my kids be blessed for life. So the better, the more shit you're doing, the better your insurance should be.
So the money that you were stashing that you are now trying to label as
Yeah,
just in case money, it's really just about the woman.
Yeah, it's about you.
That's what it's all about.
So I have a question. Can you, like, let's say you say, okay, well, you know what? He's taking care of the mortgage, his car note. How about I take care of the lights and water and then save some money back? Why is that unacceptable?
Me first? Oh.
You go for it.
Me personally, I don't think. Okay, again, this is what I say. Okay, look, it's our money.
Yeah.
So the money you make, the money I make, we do what we have to do with that money.
Yeah.
It should not go to any one person because we're not one person. We're not an individual anymore. We're one whole. We're a half to a whole. If you see it any differently, then you don't need to be married. Marriage doesn't work that way.
Because just like
It just don't work that way.
Just like a couple of days ago, nigga, I'm sitting in there taking a shit, just sitting there chilling, pushing the motherfuckers out. Bunn busting the door. Did you pay the light bill? Oh shit, I forgot. Okay, I'll do it, and that's it. It's not about taking money from her account and moving money from my account. Just pay the shit, cause we're a fucking unit.
Y'all a team, yeah. It's no
That's what it's
individuals
supposed to be.
anymore. It's a team thing. It's not an individual.
Now, if you're horrible with money, I'm not getting the
Well, you need to get another woman in if she horrible with money, because then you got to
Some people just
babysit
not
her
deal with
pockets like you got to babysit yours now.
Well, again, I mean, whoever's is responsible. Like even when I dove, I was hardly ever home, so my money went to it automatically deposited into account.
That's
and so
what I was saying.
She paid all the bills. She, used my money, whatever. But again, I didn't send it because it's our money, and we handle our business with our money.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be. But when somebody starts getting to where, okay, I'm gonna set this aside and do just for me, that's not team playing no more.
Yeah.
And a marriage ain't gonna survive like that.
Personally, I grew up, I watched that whole, Mel took care of most of the bills and she paid the electrics and water, groceries, the small little, other things that, stuff like that. So, I think that's what works.
It all works. Again, it's the same thing. It's y'all money. If you're married, it's both of y'all. It's the team's money. You know what I'm saying? So.
That's the one I agree with. I do feel like the majority should be masculine, but like I said, I grew up where women should, help out somewhere, and that makes more logical sense to me.
Times have changed. Ain't no one income making it no more. So it's gonna be
Inflation, a motherfucker.
Yeah, it's gonna be both people's income making it. It's not easy to make it. Like that no more, especially if you want to live comfortably.
But even right now, Bunn planning on quitting her job and surviving off just my income, and we could do it. It can be done.
It still gets stressful.
He didn't mean that, Bunn Company.
Shit gets stressful. I could have lived off my income also, but the lifestyle we was living,
We would be.
it wasn't gonna really. You know what I'm saying? I had to argue with her about getting Mercedes Benzes, giving up a house we only been in for 5 years to upgrade to another house. I want my dream house. Well, we ain't been in this house long enough. We don't have any equity in this fucking thing yet. Let's be, intelligent about it.
Yeah.
So.
So, piggybacking back off of Gigi's post, she also said that she wants to mess with entrepreneurs. So, with that being said, is there something wrong
You got
with...
the Clarissa bladder? This nigga got a piss.
I'm not saying shit again.
Can you pause it real quick?
We got we already done.
I want you to put it in the So you gonna put that in the show?
Yeah, we put it in the show.
What the fuck? I got a piss.
This motherfucker here. So,
You hold 5 minutes?
Okay.
So, piggybacking off of Gigi's post,
Yeah.
she did say that she wouldn't date a regular 9-to-5 nigga, and most of the people on the post work 9 to 5. You know, they work common jobs and hourly. Do you think that she's looking for that entrepreneur type of guy because of the fact that we're willing to pay all the bills, or
Is she working?
Yeah, sure.
She a stripper.
So what you doing with her funds? Like I'm saying, some women is looking for some trick ass niggas like that.
And that's where I was about to go.
And you know, every nigga ain't a trick ass nigga. Like I'm not doing that. So.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's gonna be our money. What you bringing, what I bringing, that's our shit.
But like she said,
we do what we do with that.
I think she has the idea of this 9 to 5 nigga being this little square ass nigga that work at fucking Walmart or some shit, or he's an accountant and he make $45K a year or some shit. Nigga, ain't nothing wrong with a 9 to 5 nigga. Shit, I know 9 to 5 niggas that make $200K.
She said she like entrepreneur, but she ain't really her. Bro, I dove and I made probably $100,000 every 6 months.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't understand that, and I wouldn't waste a penny of on her, so it don't even matter.
And on the note of entrepreneurship, nigga, it's a lot of entrepreneurs that ain't
That's
eating out
broke.
here. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of entrepreneur niggas that
I made more
maybe
money
not
when I
got
dove.
counted
Let's put it
business.
like that. And I'm an entrepreneur, but
So that's just the shit that she has in her fucking mind, and that's her.
more than likely, she's looking for a motherfucker to do that, but she giving up other shit. Like it's the physical good that she really attracted to, and you know, she's tricking.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And
Tell her she's a high class hoe. She's
and that's
selling
okay.
pussy.
It say if that's what she want to do,
It's,
she go
it's the
ahead.
truth.
Do not support the statements.
It's true, bro. I'm just saying.
If that's what she want to do, that's
There's
cool.
women like that, but it's men out there that accept that. Too.
Yeah,
There's men out
it's-
there that do that.
It's a lot of niggas out there that's totally
Oh,
okay
we know
with
there's
that
plenty of
shit.
tricks out there.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I gotta like. Well, I ain't gonna say all that, but look, man,
don't say
I done seen some motherfucking dimes with some niggas like I'm talking about people I know, like nigga, you know this bitch, is, you know, out of your league, but you a doctor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the only reason you got this thing on your sleeve, but you leave in town every 2 months.
And so is
going to
she.
some ridiculous shit. Yeah, because he doing, you know, he got that because of what he doing.
Yeah.
And he ain't gonna recognize like it to him. He got into it to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So he a trick, and she a, you know, he a trick dude, and she's a tricking ass bro.
And that's
what
okay
she-
if it's two
it worked
consenting
out,
parties,
yeah,
nigga.
Exactly.
That's what she calls Jody.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know about Jody. I hate Jody.
Scratch that itch, nigga.
Jody got some change, motherfucker. I don't know about no Jody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got a little bit of paper. And Jody was driving somebody else's car, nigga. All that shit in my name.
That's tricking money, nigga. That ain't like
I ain't tricking money.
So before we get out of here, I want to ask y'all a
I do
simple
a
question.
cash business. Yeah.
I want y'all to leave the audience with something.
What you
And I want y'all individually to tell how to self-love before you love.
how to?
How to self-love before you love.
What's your definition
gonna
of self-love?
Yeah, there you go.
It's your definition of self-love.
Oh, you didn't say all that. Okay.
So how do you love yourself before you love? We're going to start with the fellas.
How do you love yourself?
Self-love before
like
you
my
love.
man just kind of insinuated, it's self-defined. So, me
For
personally,
you, there you go.
how you love yourself is to get all your demons out early. Okay, I need you to fuck as many bitches, smoke as much weed as you want. Hey, nigga,
I knew he was going to do
get
this.
that shit out the way, nigga. All that shit, get it out your fucking system, nigga. Because, hey, that's just what it is, man. Do that shit. Dive into it, nigga. Love yourself by getting them demons out. I said that shit. Reggie, go ahead, nigga.
My definition of love, let me see, loving yourself. I would say recognize when you ain't ready for something. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're ready, you'll know. You know, the clock will tell. That alarm will go off. Because I experienced it. You know, like I knew I wasn't ready when I was young. When I got old, I knew what I was ready for.
Yeah.
So you have to give yourself a chance, a fighting chance out here. Like, you know, and don't, you know, undermine yourself being, you know, untrue to yourself. But at the same time, you know, you can't take no shorts. And I mean, by not take no shorts, don't settle for what doesn't make you happy. So I ain't saying a person got to be perfect. You're never going to like 100% about 100% of nothing about one person, your own kids, yourself, and none of that. But you know, you got to love enough of a person in order to accept them. So I wouldn't, I wouldn't shortchange myself. Yeah.
Mel?
I would say just basically be able to commit to yourself, be able to do stuff for yourself, do stuff that you want to do with other people for yourself first. Evaluate, meditate, find out exactly how you are physically, mentally, spiritually before you endeavor to put yourself on somebody else and actually try to combine with somebody else, because if you don't know who you are, what are you showing them? Personally, I have this thing every morning. I get up before I touch and do anything. I don't even like my mom to speak to me yet. And I make sure I count to how many seconds I can actually have my own thought without thinking about something that has to do with somebody else or something else. And once you have that personal, you know who you are, then you can get into something with somebody else.
I like that.
It's deep. My definition of self-love is just self-care, man. Just make sure everything that you do, you put yourself first. Whether it be work, whether it be helping out a friend, no matter what it is, just make sure you're first. Shut your ass up. And I thought about myself first, but I told him to shut his ass up. And that's just what it is.
That's kind of what I was thinking too.
You think that's selfish? It's not selfish.
I'm just fucking with you.
In order to love somebody else, you got to be able to love yourself first.
Okay, I'll give you that statement.
You know what I mean? Most of your relationships will always start with you. If you're not loving yourself, you can't love nobody else. You can't love love. You can't learn to love God. All that shit is out the window. So you have to learn to develop that. And it's not an easy thing to develop because people hate so much about themselves, whether it be the color of the skin, the length of their hair, the shoes, their weight, the height,
Oh, what?
So you have to learn to love all that shit about yourself, regardless of what it is, before you can move on and get your day started. Once you start there, then you will be able to take on a fucking lion in his own den. And that's just what it is.
A lion in his own den.
In
That's
his own den.
Come in my den and find out what I do to your ass.
Bring your bitch ass in here.
Hey,
We gonna see about your self-love.
I will cut your ass cheeks off.
That self-love ain't gonna save your bitch ass.
Come out there hanging around why are my guts and intestines hanging out?
We want to thank Mel for coming out. And with that being said, always remember, a gentleman never kisses and tells.
And a gangster never fucking snitch.
We out.